Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is MS Collections. Thank you for stopping by. In today's video, I'll be showing us how to draft a corset blouse with a keyhole neckline. As you can see in this picture, this is the final look of the dress that we made. Okay, so this is the part one of the making process for this dress. We will be showing us how to draft the corset blouse with the keyhole neckline. Okay, so if this is what you're interested in, kindly subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, share, and turn on your notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos, because I always drop amazing content. Okay, so I also did a tutorial on how to cut the flare for this dress. I'll drop the link in the description box so you check it out. And like I earlier said, do well to turn on notification bell so you get notified when I drop the part 2 of this video, which captures the full making of this corset dress. Trust me guys, you want to miss out. Okay, so let's go right into the pattern drafting for this dress. Okay, here we have our basic bodice lines drawn out. I have my chest line, my bust point, my half cut, my waist, and my hip. Okay, so I've gone ahead to also draft out my armhole and my neckline. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing I'll be doing is to mark my nipple to nipple measurement, which is what I'm marking across the paper. Okay, so you're marking nipple to nipple measurement. I have mine here as 4 inches. Okay, and then from the half inch I marked at the top of the paper, I came down by 5.5 inches. That's 5.5 inches, because that's where I want that's the height of cup I want. That's the height of the cup I want. Is a modesty corset, so I want it to be covered up, to cover the bustier. So I went ahead to mark that, and I marked my nipple to nipple measurement 4 inches. Okay, my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches divided by 2 is 4 inches. Okay, so I marked that, and I'm just going ahead to secure a straight line. Okay, so having done that, at the half cut I came in by 1 inch on both sides, but later I decided to by the sides. Okay, as you can see, I decided to go by 1.5 inch. Okay, so that's what I decided to do, so that I have, you know, a more pronounced bust or a more pronounced corset cup. So I went by the sides, I went out 1.5 inch, and the other side I came in by 1 inch. The same thing on the waist, and I went ahead to mark all the way through. I did the same thing on the hip, and I marked all the way through. Okay, so take note that for this pattern draft, I included the hip, even though we will not make full use of it when we are sewing, but I just thought to include it and, you know, just make it a full corset blouse. And then at the part 2, we'll go ahead and manipulate to get what we want. So next up is to connect these points to the bust point. Okay, so as you can see me do, just go ahead and connect to your bust point. Okay, so the next thing is the dart intake for the top of the dress, or the top of the bra cup. So but before that, I went ahead to my shoulder line. I went ahead to divide it into 2 and then connect the line to the top of my bra cup. Now this is important since we want to make use of the yoke for the keyhole neckline. Then I went in on both sides by 1.5 inch on both sides. Okay, so then at the top of my breast cup, or my bra cup rather, I went on the sides by 1 inch and the other side by 1.5 inch, and then that's it. So I'm going ahead to connect the middle point to the shoulder line. Okay, not this other sides yet. Okay, so just watch the video carefully. If there's any point you are lost, you can just watch carefully, and trust me, you retrace your steps. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going ahead to join the corset bra cup. Okay, so take note that for this pattern I use a neck width of 3.5 by a neck depth of 3.5. okay, so that's it. Now I came down my for my chest length I went up by 1 inch and then went in by ½ inch, and I'm going ahead to connect. Like I said, if there's any place you're lost, just take the video back. I'm sure you'll be clarified. Okay, so I'm just going ahead at this point to mark the curves for the bra cup. Okay, so from that center piece, that's from the cup depth, go ahead and connect to the half cut. Now for this point, what I did was to mark the distance between my underbust to my half cut, and I added ½ inch. Okay, so the distance between your underbust and your half cut, where you get it, add ½ inch and connect to the sides. Okay, so the ½ inch is necessary because the side of the cup, the side of your bust is bigger than the center side, so it's very necessary for you to do that. Go ahead and connect to your armhole and then connect the top as you can see me do in the video. Okay guys, I hope this is simple enough. If you've come this far, please do well to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. So the next thing I want to do is to work on my keyhole neckline. As you can see, I had to reduce the neck size by 3/4 inches. Okay, so the next thing, from that point I went down by 1.5 inch. And then I went ahead to mark, so I want to connect to the width of the keyhole. Okay, so determine how wide you want your keyhole neckline to be and go ahead and connect as you can see me do in the video. Okay, so having done that, the next thing I'll be doing will be to take the dart for the keyhole neckline. This is to avoid gaping. Okay, so I just went in ½ inch on both sides. Trust me guys, if you do not take this dart, your keyhole neckline is going to have excess. Okay, that's what is referred to as gaping. So it's important to take the dart on both sides so that you have your keyhole perfectly fitted. Okay, so that's what I've done. And then the next thing, having done this, I'll go ahead and close up the dart intake I've taken for the keyhole. Okay, so having done that, I'll just go ahead and remark. You see, closing it up, I'm having some inconsistencies at the top, so I just need to remark so that I can have the accurate shape to replace those shortages. So when I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and mark. Please do not forget to locate your shoulder slant as well when you are replacing. Okay, so when you're done, go ahead and mark. The next thing I'm also going ahead to do is to extend my armhole line. Yes, because you see, since we've closed up the dart to avoid the gaping, we are going to have shortages there. Go ahead and also replace your armhole line. Okay. Yes, so it's very simple. Just calculate what you lost while closing up the dart, and go ahead and replace your armhole line. And then right now, what I did was to retrace my keyhole neckline, okay, to make the curve wider. But trust me guys, when I was sewing, I had to make it smaller because it became too wide for me. So in my own opinion, you should just leave it as it is. Okay, the first drafting is just okay. You may just have to rework on the curves, but when I extended like this, I had to close it up again because it became too wide. Okay, so I hope that is noted. So having done that, I'm going ahead to cut. Just watch as I'm cutting. It's very simple, and go ahead and replicate. So I'll just put that aside and then go ahead and mark my measurements. Okay, so go ahead and mark your bust measurement, then calculate what you lost while drafting, replace the allowance, and then add your actual sewing allowance. I used 2 inches for my sewing allowance. So the same thing for the waist. I just replace the measurement on the bust, the waist, and the hip. Okay, but just bust and waist basically. So now for the waist area, I wanted to snatch it. As you can see, what I lost there is 2.5 inches, but because I wanted to lose 1 inch for snatching, I replaced just 1.5 inch. So instead of 2.5 inches that I lost at the waist, I just put 1.5 inch plus 2 inches for my allowance. Okay, yes. So that's because I wanted to snatch. I want to snatch 4 inches out of this dress. That's why I minus 1 inch. The same thing for the hip. Go ahead and fix your use your hip measurement, then replace what you lost in the drafting and add your allowance, and then you can go ahead and curve your dress. And this is it, guys. It's very simple. The next thing I will do is my side that I went down my bust line. I went down by 1.5 inch, and I went ahead to mark my side that as so. Just watch carefully and you see how I did that. Okay, so guys, basically we are done for this drafting. I'm going ahead to label my pieces, as you can see me do, and then later up I will close up the darts. I just went ahead to cut excess by the sides. I just cut excess paper by the sides. You see, I didn't cut the exact shape, so that after I close my darts, then I will get the actual shape. So you can see how this looks, guys. This is what it looks when we are done drafting the front piece. Now we are going to be drafting the back piece, and it's very simple. This is my usual technique for drafting back piece for corset patterns. You can check on my other videos, and it has proven very effective. So what I just do is just use the side piece, okay, to draft the back piece. I don't bother about the center piece because the corset loops covers that area. I make my corset loops that wide, so I don't have to use two pieces. So I just draft my side piece. That's it, just as it is. Just draft everything. The only difference will be to make the neckline straight or whatever shape you want it, whatever shape you desire, okay. So that's it. Then for the back neckline, I want it to have a keyhole at the back, so just look carefully at what I'm doing. I just marked where the keyhole for the front stopped. I just marked that point, and then I went ahead to create that curve, and then redraft my neckline, redraft my keyhole. Just watch the video and see how I went about that. It's very, very simple, guys. So you can see I redrafted my curve just according to the front piece, okay, before I take it out and rework the back, because I don't want the back neck to be as deep as the front. I want the back neck to be higher than the front. So after I got that pattern, you can see what I'm doing. I'm redrafting my neck. So after redrafting my neck, I'll now go ahead and reshape my keyhole neckline. So that is it, guys. Very simple, very straightforward. I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for stopping by. Do not forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos. I'll be dropping the part 2, the sewing for this video. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.